Some common definitions. Static is a study when the forces are acting on the rigid body, either on at rest or constant velocity. Dynamic is study of the forces acting on a rigid body while in motion. Kinetics is the study of the forces acting on the rigid body to produce motion. Kinematics is the branch of concern with the motion of the object without referencing the cause of motion. Kinesiology is study of human movement. Regarding the neutral law, first law states that an object remains in rest or in continuous motion at constant velocity unless acted upon by a force. Second law states that the sum of forces is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration, that is F is equal to ma. Third law of motion states that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction with equal magnitude but in opposite direction. Force is magnitude and direction. It's a vector property. Tensile is force is when two forces pulls away from each other. Compression is when two forces push against each other. Shear forces, parallel forces, but not in the same direction. Torque is a rotational force perpendicular to the long axis of the mass, causing a movement. Hoop stresses force exerted circumferentially perpendicular to the long axis of the cylinder wall. Movement is the effect of a force at a perpendicular distance from the axis, which results in a rotational movement or angular acceleration. Forceps and lever arms can be added up in two methods. The first is head to tail method, and the second is a parallelogram method. In head to tail method, you draw a force, you add the force, and then draw the larger the force and addition of it. In parallelogram, you add both of the forces in, you draw the both forces in the directions and then complete the parallelogram and measure the force. The resultant vector bisects the parallelogram. Regarding the classes of lever, rigid structures that turns around fixed point, they have moment arm, there is a force, there is a fulcrum, and there is a load. Class 1 lever, where fulcrum is in between. The load and force are on each direction. For example, hip joint, atlanto-occipital joint, between erector spinae and the head. A common example at home is a scissor. Second class of lever, where the load is in between. A normal body part, the ankle is an example where the load is in between. The force, that is gastrocsoleus, is on the one side and the fulcrum is on the other side. Example of at home would be a wheelbarrow. Third class of lever, when the fulcrum is in between. A good example is an elbow joint, in which the force is in between, the load is on one side and the fulcrum is on the other side.